So in the run-up to this collection, I had a bit of a break, took time to think about things. And I kind of came up with the following ethos. So ultimately, like, we are passengers on this planet. We're always on a journey, always moving, always observing. We're often in between something or another. And it can pass by in a blur. Life can pass by in a blur. As a passenger on a train or in a car, we stare into the distance sometimes, listen to music, our eyes unfocused. We see things that don't fully register, but can have a beauty in that moment. And I suppose this new abstract style is inspired by the things we see in those very moments. So, with the Cafés Fleuris collection, the idea came from wandering through Paris, seeing these cafes overflowing with flowers. They're kind of like have a life of their own, almost like a living artwork themselves. I wanted to capture that energy, the beauty, the colors, and build that into my artwork. I think for most people, Paris is a place they want to visit at least once. It's a place of romance, art, amazing food, an amazing atmosphere. The whole kind of cafe culture thing is about slowing down, people watching, soaking in the atmosphere and taking in the beauty everywhere. And that's what I want this collection to really feel like. In terms of the creative process, I start by photographing the cafes early in the morning, trying to capture little moments, details, trying to get as much information as I can into those initial shots. Then I work digitally with them, reimagine them, um, get them in the right dimensions. Then I giclée print them onto canvas and then build layers with acrylic paints, spray paints, some screen printing, and a little kind of final touches of like metallic leaf until the final piece feels alive. It's a multi-step process and it takes quite a long time. I really like mixing mediums because it gives the work a depth and an unpredictability, especially through the process. I think if I was picking just one medium, I don't think it would be enough for me to be able to express myself. Metallic leaf at the end, which is one of the final touches, catches the light differently depending on where you're looking at it. It's a little bit of a surprise. The spray paint adds a little bit of rawness and edge, which I've always liked. And the screen printing kind of fills in those details that have been slightly blurred. The halftone kind of fills in those gaps. I suppose when people look at the work, I hope they feel like they've stepped off the street in Paris, decided to take a break at one of these beautiful cafes, have a sense of joy, nostalgia, maybe experience a little bit of escapism at the same time. If I can create art that makes someone feel pleasure, joy, a level of escapism, and having a knowing appreciation, then I've achieved my goal. Putting together a collection has many ups and downs. A favorite memory was knowing when I had the basis of a good idea to make a strong collection. Is that kind of light bulb moment where you go, yeah, I can do this. This is going to be good. One of the challenges was knowing when to stop. There's so many layers to these with so many stages. And sometimes I could be painting those lines forever. But sometimes you got to know when to find that right balance, to stop when you feel that that magic is just right. Hopefully for the people who buy my work, I imagine these works are in spaces where people gather, living rooms, kitchens, places where life happens. They're a reminder of Parisian cafe culture, beauty in the everyday, a snapshot of a single moment. This one is La Favorite Saint-Paul. The sheer volume of these pink flowers make it a sight to behold. You can't help but stop and look. The food is good too. This next one is Maison Sauvage. The colourful lamps give this one a little bit of a different edge and more of a cozy feel. This is La Diva des Prés, probably the most glam venue from this collection. A little bit different, a little bit more Hollywood, I guess. Cassette is a classy joint with a retro feel. The golden light emanating from the windows makes this one a favourite. The most oldie-worldy of the collection is our Vieux Paris d'Arcole. This one actually has real wisteria flowers. There's nothing fake here. Le Bon Pêcheur has a slightly different air to it. The tone of the flowers really complement the stark white of the walls and almost has a Roman feel. Café Blanchette was one of the first. The composition of this inspired the rest of the collection. Another beautiful venue and a wonderful breakfast. Le Petit Marcel is another classy venue with its deep greens and foliage, giving this one a little extra charm. Au Chat is one of the more low-key modern cafes from the collection. The bright pink flowers and stark white glow make this one of my favourites. L'Appartement, this is where it started. I had this photograph in my collection for over 9 months, working on it in isolation before realising this was the key to the whole collection.